Do you want to go to Halloween Horror Nights? What would you think of seeing Aiden as a Swampy?
She would not like it.
She would not like it. It is Halloween Horror Nights. We are on our way to see our favorite swamp zombie or Swamby. If you don't know, Aiden is a scare actor in Halloween Horror Nights. But on the way, we are going to do a dining review. Hey everyone, it's Dan and Leslie back for another Universal dining review.
I am actually pretty excited about tonight because we have not ever eaten at VIVO Italian Kitchen. We have passed by it thousands of times, and I've always thought...
Thousands?
I mean, at least hundreds. At least hundreds. And I've always thought, I wonder if that's good. We are going to find out.
VIVO Italian Kitchen is right at the end of the main entrance to Universal CityWalk here at Universal Orlando Resort. So if you're coming from getting dropped off by the buses or from the parking garages or from rideshare, you have to go through that main like rotunda security. Once you go through there, you go under the iconic bridge with the Universal sign, you go past Bubba Gump, you go past the movie theater, and at the end of that strip, once you open up into the whole of CityWalk, it is right there on your left.
It's kind of like under next to Cowfish. So like it's right next to the check-in where Cowfish is, but it's essentially under it, right? Because
part of that overall structure there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to this, but it's not gonna be easy because the last time that we had commercially prepared Italian was in Italy for a week. So good luck, VIVO, good luck.
We'll put our Italian hats on, or our American hats on, I mean.
Not me, not me. If you're gonna make Italian food, you gotta stand up to the real stuff. So let's do this.
They have mocktails, they have cocktails, they have wine, they have some very yummy looking appetizers. They also have some excellent dishes that look very tasty. I'm very much looking forward to this.
So this is a Wednesday. We're kind of trying to cut back a little bit on, adult beverage consumption during the week. So we've been looking at the mocktails. We may get mocktails tonight and see how their beverage program stands up on that front. We'll just see what we can eat. Like we are going to go from here into Halloween Horror Nights. We got to meet up with, do some work stuff. We get to meet up with a few of our agents out there, and then we also get to see the Swamby in all his glory. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a fun night.
All right, I'm hungry.
Okay, well, let's do this.
All right, we have arrived. We did decide to get 2 mocktails for the evening. What do we get?
So I got the Fragola Fresca, which is it's like a strawberry. It's got muddled strawberries, sage syrup, balsamic in it. It looks very interesting. And then Dan got the Moltabella, and that one is like raspberry puree with rosemary. So I'm interested in trying this. Look at how pretty it is. It is strawberry forward. I mean, definitely if you don't like strawberries, don't get this. But it's not like overly sweet. I would have liked a little bit more soda in it, but I wonder if I kind of like stirred around some. Oh, wow. I really got the earthy herbs in that taste. That was really delicious. That's a yummy cocktail. It's really good.
Moltabella. Looks like it has a rim of sugar, so that's scary. But that's really good. So it's got a rosemary syrup in it. Definitely that rim of sugar gives it a nice sweetness. And it is, it's very raspberry forward. It tastes kind of like a raspberry like sorbet that's melted down into a beverage. I'm really impressed with that. Like mocktails are sometimes kind of hard to do because if you take the alcohol out, you have to make them that much better. There's a lot of forgiveness when it's just alcohol forward. So I think they've done a really well job. That's good.
Okay, so they brought out this really nice fresh bread. He said that this is the only scratch kitchen here, and basically that they make their own bread fresh and they make their pasta fresh too. And this bread is delicious. They have olive oil at the table that I put a little bit of pepper and salt in, and it is superb.
We did decide to order an appetizer. We got calamari, because I feel like if you can do calamari well, you can do just about anything pretty well. If it's not overly chewy, that's fantastic. If it's fresh, that's fantastic. They drizzle the garlic aioli kind of over the top of it. The flavor is great. The garlic aioli is great on top of it. It is a little bit chewy, but the breading is nice, super light, not dense at all. So this is definitely on the better side of the calamaris. Maybe not the best calamari I've ever had, but it's good. I'm gonna eat it.
Food has arrived. I am so excited by the way it looks. I haven't tried it yet, but look at, I mean, these noodles are like big and spongy and they look homemade. I'm gonna try them separate. So I got the bucatini with the meatballs. That definitely has that like homemade kind of texture to it. All right, now we're gonna try the meatball. He said they hand roll those every day. That might be the best meatball I've ever had. That is really, really good pasta.
I got the lasagna, and I'm excited because all of these sauces, the marinara, all the pasta is all homemade every day. I'm very excited to try this. Oh man. That actually has that bechamel sauce in it. It's not as good as Florence. This is actually really, really solid, especially being in the middle of Universal CityWalk. This is very, very good pasta. I'm going to devour this thing.
All right, we are going to devour every bit of this, and we'll finish this up in about.
All right, we are back.
Before we get into this, if you are looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts. And Theo would be so happy.
This was actually really good. So I went in with my judgy glasses on to judge them on their pasta. Being that we just got back from Italy and had lots of great pasta, I gotta say, this was like, it's not as good as Italy, but I had no idea that this was a scratch kitchen. They make all of their pasta from scratch, their sauces, their meatballs, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I would say it's like 80%, 85% there. Like it's pretty good for.
It was pretty good.
It's pretty good.
All right, so let's jump into ambiance and theming. So the only thing that we kind of knocked them on in this area was that it was a tad bit loud. Now the room that we were in had all hard surfaces and we were kind of right by the open kitchen. So I think that probably added to the volume in our section. There was a section right next to us that was like all soft surfaces, all cushiony seats. And so I think maybe if we were back there, it might've been a little bit quieter. Just, it felt like an upscale Italian restaurant.
Yeah, they had an open kitchen. They had a big, nice bar. I mean, the decor was spot on. They had indoor seating. They had outdoor seating. I don't know why this place isn't more popular, but actually, as we left, it was filling up in there. So
I guess it's more like, I don't know why we hadn't heard about it more often.
I don't know. We knew it was there, but we've never eaten there before. Anyway, ambiance and theming, we gave a 4.
Service. Our server was really good. I mean, he was personable. He was kind of funny. He walked up and he was like, "Hello, my friends with the interesting shirts." and he was like on top of like getting us everything. Spot on recommendations. He was from Jersey, and so he said he grew up with like authentic Italian food, and so he was partial to certain things, but then he also said like, but here are some of the popular items as well. And anyway, he did a wonderful job.
Yeah, he checked on us multiple times. They had a food runner bringing out the main stuff, and she was great. It was really, really good. We gave him a 4.5. Drinks. So we didn't get alcoholic beverages, but we did get 2 mocktails, and I thought they were fantastic. They had 3 mocktails on the menu, and it's really nice to see a beverage program not only, and honestly, Italian places sometimes get a little bit, and steak places too. I mean, they get, like they'll have the cocktails with a full bar, but they don't put much into the drink program because they're leaning more on their wine selection, that kind of thing. I did not get that feeling here. They had lots of specialty cocktails, 3 mocktails. The 2 that we had, very, very good. They were garnished appropriately. They had specialty syrups, and it was very nice. It was refreshing. I liked both of them. They were both $11. Honestly, I think that's okay for, a mocktail.
Well, it was definitely not a pre-mixed beverage. It was something that was mixed by a bartender that you could taste the different layers of the drink. So like I had strawberry, I had some sweetness, but then I also had like the earthy herb flavors in mine, and yours was the same. And so you could tell there was care that was taken to put together. So while it was expensive, I guess, for a drink, it wasn't just like poured out of a jug.
We gave beverages a 4. Okay, food.
I was all over the place on what I wanted. There was literally probably...
Shocking.
I have a lot of decision anxiety, so I looked at the menu earlier today and I was like, I have no idea. Anyway, so we asked his opinion, and he originally said that the most popular items were their seafood dishes, but he had a shellfish allergy, so he was partial to other things, and he said that the marinara was fantastic, so he leaned towards anything that had that in it, and he mentioned the bucatini with the meatballs, and went as far as to say that they hand roll these meatballs every day, and I was like, well, that sounds incredible. So that's what I went with. And boy, was it good. You could taste like the homemade-ness of the noodles. Like if you've ever had homemade noodles, you know what I'm talking about. Kind of that it's different than like whenever it's a noodle that you purchase at a store that's hard that you then boil, but it was just so good.
The lasagna was great. It wasn't as, the best lasagna I've ever had in my life was in Florence. It wasn't quite there.
But it was close.
It was close. They put bechamel sauce in it, which is not easy to make, and that was kind of like the quintessential Italian thing when we were in Italy for the lasagna, was that bechamel, and they put it in there, what makes it creamy, super, super good. And we didn't mention that the bread came out for free, complimentary bread, homemade bread, fantastic, big old chunk of it, with olive oil, and you can put salt in it if you want it. It was super, super good. You could tell that was very, very fresh. The appetizer that we got, it was okay. The calamari, so you got the little baby squids, and then also the rings from the tentacles of the bigger squids, and the rings were a little bit chewy. The baby squids, they were great. So I really liked the breading, really liked the marinara dipping sauce and the garlic aioli. The rings were a little bit chewy, so maybe that brought it down just slightly, but we ended up giving a food rating of 4.5. So we thought it was pretty good.
So if you add all that up and divide it out, that is a 4.25. Where have you been all my life, Vivo Italia? So we will definitely be back. This is now my favorites on CityWalk area is Big Fire, Vivo Italia, and Antojitos.
Yeah, we'll definitely be back here.
Definitely be back.
So I'm excited to keep trying places that we haven't tried before. Let's go. Let's do this.
Well, if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.